evening, viewers, and welcome to another episode of Hotspot. Tonight we have a bit on our lineup. We have competitive shooting as well as a bit on extreme sports, but we'll head straight into our first story, and that's alternative venues for Port Moresby competitions.
With the Piscini Parade under construction in preparation for the Pacific Games in July, Telecom Park, the home of soccer, Digital Diamonds, which hosts the Port Moresby Softball League, Rita Flynn, which hosts netball, Lord Robson for Rugby League, a mini park for cricket and AFL, and Monia Rugby Park for Capital Rugby Union are now forced to postpone respective seasons until July or secure alternative venues to host these competitions. Although respective sports associations are struggling to secure alternative venues, there is an urgent need for support to upgrade minor public sporting venues that have deteriorated and develop them to be conducive to host these annual competitions. Current venues to host competitions are Unagi Oval at Gordons, Hohola's EP Park, Kona Tigers in Waigani, and Tarama Barracks Ovals. These venues have played host to minor off-season tournaments over the years. However, without proper fencing and ablution blocks, remain questionable to host annual sport competitions. Most sporting codes are yet to release their respective calendars. Port Moresby Rugby Football League have secured the Murray Barracks Oval for this year's season. The AFL Oval was converted to a rugby league ground during the Southern Nines tournament and will cater as ground 2 for rugby league. The Amini Park Nets will play host to an indoor season for cricket. This year's softball season will be hosted at the University of Papua New Guinea. Touch footy, netball, AFL and rugby union are yet to confirm alternative venues for the commencement of pre-season matches or postpone their respective seasons until after July. Existing sports fields from respective schools are on Port Moresby, such as the Gerhu Secondary School Ovals that hosted the Rugby Sevens Invitation, and Port Moresby National High. Gordon Secondary School Ovals are proposed as options to host these major annual competitions.
And we hope the respective sports associations do seek alternative venues to run these annual competitions. We'll head off our first break tonight. Up next, we'll have competitive shooting.
The beat goes on and on and on and on and boom, clap. You make me feel good. Come on to me now.
If you've just joined us, you're watching Hotspot. Now we're counting down the days to the Pacific Games in July. You'll be witnessing some of relatively new sports here in the country. Some have been around and have died out and have been revived. We were lucky enough to pop by to the June Valley shooting range over the weekend. For tonight, we'll take a look at competitive shooting.
Although the interest has grown in the last 2 years, competitive shooting is a relatively new sport in the country. Competitive shooting is categorized by the type of firearms, distance of the target, and targets. PNG will be taking part in shooting at the Pacific Games in the categories of pistol and shotgun.
At the shot really good, but then the gun fell down. Okay.
Shotgun shooting is divided into further categories such as trap, double trap, and skeeter shooting. Unlike the pistol range, where the aim of the competition is to hit a stationary target, in trap shooting, targets are launched from a machine or a house. Last week, the shooting fraternity had Australian Olympian and world shooting champion Russell Mark and wife Lauren, also an accomplished shooter, conduct a 2-day clinic in Port Moresby.
It's a hand-eye coordination sport. It's something that you don't need any special skill. If you can see an object and point your finger at it, you can be a good track shooter. It's not that complicated. It's one of the most simplest of sports, in my opinion. You get 3 points if you hit the target on the first barrel. You get 2 points if you hit the target on the second barrel, which means if you miss the first one, hit it on the second. And of course, no points if you miss it both barrels. So it's a pretty simple system. Of course, with PNG getting the Pacific Games, South Pacific Games, we're trying to get together a team of people that will be competitive there in July, and we've started the basis of it now. We're trying to select a group of shooters that we think will be competitive against some of the other Pacific countries, and I think we've come a long way in 2 days. Undoing all their bad habits. They've never had any real coaching up here before, so technically a lot of people were doing things that were basically essentially wrong. So undoing all that takes a little bit of time, but by the end of Sunday afternoon, after 2 solid days of coaching, we got some good scores in the competition.
Among the participants that took part in the coaching clinic conducted by Russell and Lauren, junior shooting champion at the Arafura Games in 2001 and 2005, Angus Donald, was among the competitive shooters showing great contention for the final selection for PNG shooting team in the Pacific Games. Joining him, Peter Lay, and relatively new shotgun shooter Nick Constantino. PNG will be hunting 7 medals at the shooting range come the Games in July. The 10-member team will be trimmed down to 6 to carry the PNG flag at the Pacific Games range.
Oh!
Did you know? In the 1896 Olympics, there were 5 categories of shooting. And over the years, the number of events has changed to keep up with technology and social standards. In 1871, during the American Civil War, veteran Union officers Colonel William C. Church and General Wingate formed the National Rifle Association of America, the NRA, to improve marksmanship. And the biathlon is a Winter Olympic sport that combines shooting and cross-country skiing.
And a big thank you to the shooting fraternity for their hospitality over the weekend. We'll head out for another break for tonight. Stay tuned as we have more on Hotspot.
Really close that time. Now. Yes! Perfect. Hook. Yes. Oh no. No, it doesn't matter. You know what the good news is? There are other sports out there.
He says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids. I wish that
Welcome back. You're watching Hotspot. I know there's a few daredevils out there for this segment tonight. We'll take a look at extreme sports. Extreme sports had gained popularity in the 1990s. Steering away from the more orthodox sports such as football codes and team sports, extreme sports is not for the kind-hearted. Facing death-defying moments and multiple risks are some characteristics of extreme sports. While there is no definitive definition of extreme sports, followers flock multiple venues and competitions around the world to participate and witness these events. sports include a variety of activities. From a traditional surfboard, sports such as bodyboarding, windsurfing, and kiteboarding have gained popularity in seaside cities around the world. Formed in the early 1940s and considered a recreational activity, skateboarding is estimated as a $4.8 million industry with over 11.8 million active skateboarders and growing, as reported in 2009. Skateboarding parks have grown around the world and have seen the emergence of active competitions and the birth of celebrities such as Tony Hawk. Extreme motorsports include supercross, motocross, and freestyle motocross. In extreme motorsports, motorcycle riders take on off-road courses, rough terrain, and aerial flips under time and creativity of combination to sway judges. Although our climate does not cater for winter sports, those that had the opportunity to travel may have read, watched, or participated in sports such as skiing, snow kiting, and snow crossing. When participating in such sports, your safety is most important. Safety measures must always be taken. Proper equipment and supervision must always be on hand before, during, and after participation. However, there are traditional sports codes that have been modified due to space to cater for backyard matches such as street basketball, played on a basketball court but on a 3-on-3 match, and street hockey. Most famous footballers started playing street soccer on neighborhood streets. No rules, no goalkeeping, just some fancy footwork, a pair of sneakers, a soccer ball, and a couple of mates. Basic dribbling and ball handling skills are learned from playing street soccer. And we'll head out for our final break for tonight. Stay with us as we wrap up the show with our weekend draws. We've come to the end of the show, but before we go, we'll take a look at cricket and an update on the Under-17 OFC Championships in Apia, Samoa. Kicking off with cricket, left-hand PNG batsman Jason Killa has been awarded the Don Bradman Batting Award in the Australian County Cricket Championship. Killa was among 6 Papua New Guineans named in the East Asia Pacific team that competed in the 2-day tournament. Apart from captaining the EAP side, Killa scored a total of 196 runs and an average of 32.67 runs in 4 matches. He becomes the second East Asian Pacific player to win a Don Bradman Award following fellow Papua New Guinean Asad Vala. And Barramundi's star batsman Legacy Aka was named in the Australian PM's 11 side that took on England this week in Canberra. Siaka becomes only the 5th international player outside of Australia to represent the PM's 11 since the annual match first took place in 1951. And in the 2015 Under-17 OFC Championships in Apia, Samoa, PNG recorded their first win in the Under-17 World Cup qualifier campaign against Cook Islands this week. Brendan Kambual and Freddie Tupani collected a goal each to bring Papua New Guinea to a comprehensive 3-0 victory over Cook Islands. The National Boxing Championships will be held at the National Institute of Sports in Goroka from the 27th to the 30th of January. 12 teams have already registered to compete. For any inquiries, you can call Tim Goward from the Sports Foundation on 532-2553. And recognizing the achievements of the sports fraternity in the country, the 23rd SP Sports Awards nomination is also open. There are 12 categories open for nomination and entries will close on the 25th of February. A reminder that if you'd like us to feature you on the show or have us train with you on our special segment Get Involved, please shoot us an email at sports@emtv.com.pg. I know most of you are on Facebook, so please check us out. If you're in Port Moresby, drop by to second floor Garden City and ask for Lorraine, Jeremy, Tere, Godwin, Mai, and Rafaela and myself, and we'll be more than happy to assist you. Please tune in on 9:30 on Monday to catch all your sporting results with Jeremy. Until next time, play hard, play safe, and we'll catch you right here on Hotspot.